Hello, everybody. This is not Simon, but it is Sigh, Gertrude, NGDBSS, and Michaela for Let's Play Sonic 2006. This is the Team Attack Amigo DLC with us, Simon's Amigos.
Yay!
Woo! And we're already off to an amazing start by chucking rings into somebody's crotch.
There is nothing Tails likes more.
Now, none of us have been allowed to watch any of this, and frankly, I'm not even exactly sure what it is. But as far as I can tell, this is like new levels with the Amigo characters. Or new, like, finger quotes.
And a stunning reason as to why there weren't more levels with the Amigo characters.
I think the main game answered that.
Yeah, but here's the part where you don't get a choice, and you can kind of see the problem.
I mean, you say that, but what about Silver? He's bad enough on his own. He's a main
I mean,
character.
Silver can at least do things. As we see here with Tails.
Citation needed.
So from what I remember of the various Amigos, or even Freunden, as Simon might say, is that Blaze was one of the best parts of the game in general. So I'm looking forward to seeing if she gets to do anything cool.
I hope so.
I mean, it's Sonic 06, so the answer is probably no, but it's always good to hope.
Like, well,
Ugh.
this DLC is the majority of the worst characters to play, plus Blaze.
Yeah, though I do think it's always been interesting that, despite this supposedly trying to be Adventure 3 in early development, Tails doesn't get a refreshed flight gauge after he goes through dash rings, as you saw back there. So, like, the second you go anywhere, like, too far, he just drops. So you can't actually do anything with him.
Well, you know, he's old, he's getting tired. He must be, what, like 9? Like, that's basically geriatric in Fox years.
Is that? I have no damn clue.
I mean, he is a smart fox, so I guess it would make sense he'd live longer. Come on, you can make it. Or not.
Gosh, just all of the air controls look like agony. They always have.
There's a big thing, and it's something after watching a lot of Sonic 06, and I think the biggest problem with the game, beyond everything else, is that it absolutely resists correction. Both under and over-correcting. So if you do something wrong, you're just stuck with that choice forever. It is incredibly difficult to get out of situations. It's incredibly difficult to do things as simple as turn in the air.
Oh, it's over. And now Radical Train.
Okay, that's
It's never over.
an odd way to do mission structure.
I think you have misunderstood what this is because the timer's still going. This
Oh,
is
I
the
know.
same level.
I hope we get to see Tails beat up a train carriage.
Or at least cover it in money. So it is interesting looking at Team Amigo and seeing just how much reuse they get out of stuff.
The best part of this is, Simon had to do this multiple times to get the S rank, so he knows what he's doing. But we don't. So this just...
And yet it still looks
I'm
like
just
this.
confused by everything he's doing. Yeah, right?
Yeah, we just have to trust his better judgment and skills.
If we did that, that's what led to this LP in the first place.
Well, we've had plenty of time to learn and grow, and...
I mean, what, we could trust Heavy Sigh's better judgment instead. And be playing, like, weird Mega Man fan games.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, I do actually have to post that entire LP. I should do that one of these days.
Wait, which one?
Oh, I just have one sitting in, like, a folder that I just completely forgot about.
Oh, God.
You know, I bet Tails would love Mega Man fangame LPs.
I mean, he was friends with Mega Man in the comic book, so it
That's
makes sense.
true, yes! I miss the Mega Man comics. They were really good.
Yeah, honestly, it was surprising how much effort those things had on them. If only it had come out like 10 years ago, and...
Whoa.
Every time I try and say anything nice, this game tries to screw everything up to distract me, and it works.
Even if what you're talking about has nothing to do with the game.
Yes.
The game can detect when someone is speaking positively. Even in post-commentary, it just knows.
See, note this, where literally that he'd almost completely run out of flight just to get a 1-up.
I do like Tails' animation for throwing the ring bombs is, like, he just arches his back with his hands up as if he's about to, like, catch an enormous basketball. And then dunk that basketball.
You know, actually, that brings up a question. If you fly around with a ball in basketball, like Tails would, does that count as traveling?
I mean, your feet aren't touching the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we'll find out in however many years it is whether levitation is allowed in basketball or not.
Or at least whenever Warner Brothers buys Sonic and Sega and
Oh,
features
no.
Space Jam 3. Starring Sonic.
I mean, it's probably already answered from whatever the definition of traveling is.
I mean, we know that a dog is allowed to play basketball.
Oh god.
And we'll beat everyone.
Yeah. And foxes are pretty close to dogs.
You know, actually thinking about it, has there been a dog Sonic character?
Probably.
There have definitely been, like, background characters in the comics and TV shows and
No,
so
I mean,
on,
just
but-
like anybody important.
There is a character in the Archie comics called Sleuth Doggy Dog.
There's also a character in
Yeah.
the Archie comics called Lara Sue. That's not a good thing.
Thanks, Ken Penders.
Being from the Archie comics is no good provenance.
Didn't Sleuth Doggy Dog just help open the Paris Olympics?
You curse us with these knowledges.
I'm sad we didn't get a Mario and Sonic and friends at the Paris Olympic Games summer 2024.
Well, apparently those games actually, like, dropped off after, like, the first two.
I know. I think the last one was the Sochi winter ones.
And I don't mean, like, in quality, just, like, literally they started selling way less, because there wasn't much of a point to it.
I had the first one, and it felt weird to play. Not bad,
It
just
felt like
strange.
a Mario Party that was also trying to be, like, a sports game,
Also,
if
just
I'm being honest.
watching Eggman swim was an unforgettable bit of character animation.
Is this like the multiple videos I've seen people post of, like, Robotnik or Eggman or whatever you want to call him pole dancing?
I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, okay. The camera resets.
The best part is that guy looks like Eggman from
I
this
like
game.
that these are hitting directly on him, but due to the power of this game's physics engine, they don't count. And as you can see here, Simon gets legitimately frustrated.
Thanks, Havoc Physics
Starts thinking
Engine.
he can just carpet bomb the thing, except he realizes, wait, no, if I do that, I'll die.
Oh, come. There you go.
Oh, also, I looked up traveling, and no, levitating explicitly would not be traveling.
Hey, there you go.
Because it has to do with moving your feet in the context of taking steps.
Yes. So we're fine then.
Yep.
Okay, edge case though. Yoshi's flutter jump. Because that's kind of running in midair.
According to...
You know, actually, I think Mario Hoops 3-on-3 actually did answer this question.
according to, like, both NCAA and NBA rules, that would be traveling.
Wow. I can't believe...
I hope this is the bit that Simon includes in the thumbnail.
I can't believe that the NBA is racist against dinosaurs.
I can, actually.
I do like those boost rings with the lasers. Like, the implication being that Tails tries to go through and just gets sliced into 6 equal chunks.
Not my boy.
Please, they're called pizza cutters.
It's like that one scene in Resident Evil.
Oh, right, that one.
Yeah. One of the only good scenes in Resident Evil.
Oh, that Resident Evil.
Yes. Oh, I mean the film. Of course I mean the film.
Of course, that's the very first thing anyone would think of when you said Resident Evil. Of course, it's such a tour de force of cinematic wonder. No one would ever want to forget about that thing.
I mean, it does star Mila Jovovich, the Rouge the Bat of cinema.
Many things star Mila Jovovich, so... You're not exactly spoiled for content with her.
It is interesting to me that we're doing anything except talk about this Kingdom Valley section.
I mean, it's Kingdom Valley. There's only so much you could say about it other than look at this incredibly long rail grind segment.
This is pretty topologically linear.
Like, this is the ROM hackiest of ROM hack designs that you could ever create for this stuff.
Like, the only thing I can identify is I think with every level so far, we're going backwards.
Ah, I think you're right.
And he's like, why are you ignoring the rings, Simon?
He's learned enough at this point that these things can hit you far more easily than just getting the rings would do.
So the fact that Tails' rings don't count as actual rings make me wonder whether he has invented some kind of extremely efficient counterfeiting machine.
Well, they explode and hurt you, so it's not exactly helpful.
Yeah, but once he's paid, that's not his problem.
Well, that's the thing, though. He can't turn off the hurting people part, so... I mean, it can't...
Oh, no.
Basically, imagine going to the store and trying to pay somebody for your coffee, and the second they touch your dollar bill, it just cuts their hand off. It doesn't really work.
But if we use that to rob a bank, would that be ironic?
It would be funny.
Well, I feel like that's the sort of thing that would hurt yourself, because, like, imagine using it to rob a bank, and then you walk into the vault because you blew it open with a ring bomb, except now you don't know where the fake ring are. And if you touch it, you get hurt.
Oh no,
Also,
I'm
yay,
living...
it's Blaze!
Yay! MVP.
Girl time.
MVP.
Now we get to play as the one person who kinda sorta works.
I think
Most violent princess.
it is pretty hazardous to have Blaze, whose power is pyrokinesis, in the most flammable area.
I mean, it's a jungle, and jungles are notoriously extremely wet, so...
Yeah.
It's probably not that bad. If it can survive missiles being launched at random things, it can probably survive a girl in a dress.
I'm gonna miss the terrible synth pan flute in this particular soundtrack. Ugh.
Though it is interesting looking at these areas and just seeing like all the stuff they cribbed from previous Sonic games. Like this is literally just the jungle from SA2. Just HD now.
Where did those come from?
The reasonable answer would be they spawned in behind you once you passed a certain area to prevent you from going backwards.
There is a giant
But this
underneath
is Sonic 06, so the answer could really be anything.
underneath the log, hammering them through.
Gotta think about that one, and the answer was no. Absolutely not.
Just go for that one instead.
You know, actually, I'm starting to think, after seeing her in action for like a while, I think the main reason why Blaze ends up being like the best character in this game is because her double jump means that you can actually like sort of correct yourself.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't end up with the insane turning radius of whatever Tails gets, and everyone else just doesn't have a double jump, so you can't like save a failed jump. But with her, you can.
Fair.
Yeah, that plus her melee attacks actually seeming to feel good.
Well, it's because they have a bigger hitbox, and
Oh my.
they actually work.
Hey! Congrats, Simon.
Somewhere in the background, Amy is once again glaring at the devs.
Do Amy and Blaze ever actually speak to each other?
Blaze doesn't talk to anybody, actually. I'm pretty sure there's an argument that's raised that she's actually just Silver's imaginary friend.
Aww.
And I think there's only like one scene that contradicts it.
So Blaze is the Ferris Bueller to Silver's Cameron.
Like, given the insanity of this game's development, it's par for the course, but it's still like hilarious where it's like some of these characters don't even have a reason to be here, but they gotta be here. Even though this actually makes developing this game much harder for us.
Knuckles is only here because for some reason he's the only one Eggman will talk to.
No, everyone else
call
is...
up my homie.
Everyone is screening his calls.
Oh. Well, that's one way to get around the lasers.
And again, this is the man who's
over.
gotten S ranks on pretty much every stage, and this keeps happening to him.
The S is for sucks.
Well, I mean, Sonic's game does end with a dragon fight, so...
Oh, yeah. I think
I
Simon
still
missed a
don't
checkpoint.
understand what exactly the point of the design of Aquatic Base is in, relation to the story.
Well,
I'm assuming this was originally going to be, an Eggman area, because of how industrial it is, but at the same time, this is covered in, Soliana symbols, so it's supposed to be theirs, too. But, everything about Soliana is basically Venice.
yeah, maybe this is, the secret, Medici's
Well, no, that's the
research
thing.
lab.
It's like a secret base, but it doesn't share the architecture style of fake Venice.
No.
This does not make me think secret Venice lab. This is just secret lab.
Yeah, this is
This
obviously
could be in Kentucky.
This is obviously a Milan secret lab.
This could be in Kentucky?
Those damn Sforzas are at it again.
Wouldn't John Boyce have something to say about that?
But yeah, so
Again, I just love that there's a whole combat system in this game, and then the level's gimmick is just skip the combat, please.
yeah,
Yay!
we'll reward
God, look at the physics are so terrible.
well, reward the player for skipping the combat by giving the player more combat to skip.
But it is hilarious, seeing just, the absolute limits of this game's physics. Back there with the bumper where it launches you up, but you're so just utterly shut down that you need another bumper to launch you backwards just to launch you up onto the ledge. Because you couldn't just move forward onto it.
Well, this is why the ancient Solianans went extinct. I think, maybe. It's unclear.
They took one look at the world there and it just died.
Fuck this.
They all collectively decided not to get out of bed, and the civilization collapsed overnight.
No, they got on boxes and went to the moon. Slide kicked their way out of this mess.
On boxes?
A famous glitch in this game.
Oh.
If you sit on top of a box, you can just slide kick as Sonic, and if you do it in a specific place, it'll launch it straight into the stratosphere.
It's
Ah,
a classic speedrun goof.
It's not even hard to do, actually. I don't even think it's really a speedrun thing.
Speaking of Soliana, during all of these recordings for the very hard stuff, we haven't actually been back to the town proper. And I mostly just hope that the Luppy Luppy guy is doing okay.
I don't. I hope he's dead.
He's here. He's in the desert. Where he
Oh,
belongs.
and now we get to play as a man whose entire life is guns, and none of them work.
Yay!
Which is funny, because, the previous game to this, Shadow the Hedgehog, the guns actually worked in that game. They weren't great, but they worked. But here we have something where they seem to be based off of, like, I want to say like a raycast from Omega's position, except it's all fucked up.
It's like the guns worked and nothing else did, and in this game, nothing works.
Yes.
Well, with Shadow, the guns worked, but the vehicles didn't, and most of the stages wanted you to use the vehicles. Now, in this game, none of the thing works.
I don't know if anyone else is a fan of Penny Parker Snapcube, but
yeah.
a recent stream she did was Shadow the Hedgehog, but modded so that instead of Shadow, it was Ai from Monkey Ball.
Oh.
I've had enough.
Where did I see links for that?
Though, actually, bringing up Shadow the Hedgehog, it's interesting because that game actually has a lot of the same problems as Onigo 6 does when it comes to correction. Again, like, a lot of stuff in that game's really committal, so if you, like, make a bad jump, you can't really fix it, even if in other games it feels like you could have. And I think that's where, like, a big part of both this game and that game have, like, their issues, is just making mistakes usually kills you. Whereas in other games, you'd just be able to recover.
And it's not even situations like Souls-likes where the game being unforgiving and saying you have to commit is part of the gameplay loop.
Well, it'd be more like with Souls loops, like if you had to change your build for every single boss, and if you came with the wrong build, it just killed you.
Oh.
Like, if you wanted to fight Taurus Demon, you had to come in with Longsword, and if you did anything else, you would die. And then if you had to go and fight, say, Ornstein and Smo, if you came in with anything other than a Greatsword, again, you'd instantly die. It's the same issue.
Omega just disappeared.
Like, you can see it here, like, Omega has, like, regular melee combat attacks, but there is no reason to ever use them because they're far too dangerous.
Yes.
So your best bet is just jump and shoot, and hope to God the lock-on actually works properly.
Well, yeah, you can't let the enemies get too close to your truck nuts. They're very sensitive.
I believe in Omega specifically was one of the parts that Simon needed to, like, really work out how to get the S rank, because he was only able to get A's at first. And I think with Omega, you need, like we saw a minute ago, you need to turn around and make sure you get all the enemies so you have enough points.
Well, yeah, because the whole point is that it's based off of the fact that he has incredible killing ability, due thanks to his lock-on homing shots. But the lock-on homing shots don't work. So he's actually quite difficult to get S ranks with because you have to rely on the fact that this may or may not actually do anything.
I'm starting to I imagine this DLC was, like, developed well after the fact, obviously, but in a similar way to the Very Hard DLC, where you could tell the developers, now that they knew how these characters worked, they put some serious thought into how they would rework these levels. And you could see it here, Tails and Omega, primarily it's just the levels backward, but Blaze, there was actual level design.
Well, yeah, because the issue with Tails is that they can't fix how he works. So you can't, like, actually ask anybody to use Tails' completely screwed movement. Whereas with Blaze, because she actually works, you can have her do things.
I'm sorry, Tails, we can't fix you.
He doesn't need fix, damn it.
There's nothing wrong with my boy. It's society.
I mean, society did produce this game, so it makes sense.
Tactical fuck that, I assume.
Yep.
But yeah, like, see, note this, where it's incredibly dangerous because you need rings to keep yourself safe. But Omega doesn't really have a way to defend himself easily. So again, either you lock on, shoot everything, and kill it, or you die. Like so.
Yep.
But that's sort of the whole thing with the hard mode DLC and like the 2 interns they somehow got to do this. Is that like there's so much you can try to do with the game, but the game will fight it every step of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that does mean that the Very Hard and this Buddy Romp have some novelty in them, at least.
Well, they do, but like it's sort of the same novelty as like giving a fan a ROM hack tool and being like, have at it, buddy, but you can't do any of the stuff where you actually change things. It's kind of a lot like Mario Maker in that regard, as opposed to something like Lunar Magic.
We.
Just love that where you just fly so quietly up into an arc and then drop like a literal anvil.
I really like the hip flaps that keep waving back and forth. And it never happens, but part of me wishes that once or twice at least we would hear like a gentle clang as they impact the rest of Omega's body.
Please, they're a skirt.
You cannot call me unfashionable.
Hey, now it's time to get frosty.
Skirt, go, spinny.
Trans Girl Omega? Are we going with this headcanon?
Trans girl with truck nuts.
Now, which direction is the way this time? Is it this door? Is it that door? Who knows?
We are famously violent.
I mean, I don't know that many trans girls who don't have homing attacks, so...
True.
What?
I have no idea. So let's speculate for the next 10 minutes on why Darth Maul appeared.
Simple. Those lasers mauled him.
See, I think it's that Simon is wishing that Omega was actually voiced by acclaimed British actor Peter Serafinowicz. Just like Darth Maul was.
I don't know if I'd want to curse him with being in a Sonic product.
I mean, he was already in Episode 1. Ah, there's a reason.
He was also in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, but at least he was paid when he was in Episode 1. Sega wouldn't pay him shit. Oh my god, there's not even an invincible effect on Omega. Now, is that because he's too big, or is it just that they didn't bother?
It's only on the truck nuts.
It's only the truck
As we
nuts,
know,
yeah.
they're very tender.
Yeah, if Simon pans the camera around, you can see them glowing.
Oh god.
Get my blue spheres.
Oh no. So my guess is that this area is going to be pretty strict about enemy destruction for the S-rank points.
I feel like it's more likely that those things control some kind of gate that he has to open.
Ah, okay. Oh no. Oh phew.
Well, where to go?
We almost had an Atari ET situation on our hands.
Oh no.
Why does it take 5 shots?
Because. Actually, I'm guessing the melee doesn't help.
The melee just immediately gets you hit because it's not programmed properly.
Yeah.
Does the melee, like, do more damage or anything?
No.
Oh. So it's entirely useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely useless.
Again, there's a reason I call this stuff like this, like, official ROM hacks, because they can't actually fix any of the structural problems. You can make, like, clever level designs, but you can't actually do anything really substantial. It's why a lot of these areas look like they were made out of pre-designed, like, levels and structures. Like,
God,
there's this
yeah.
setup that's reused here, because a lot of it is just programmed into the level.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's entirely like the actual level geometry and just a bunch of little things changed.
Like, you can change the actors, but you can't change the environment without a lot more
Yep.
work.
And more boxes.
Yes, boxes.
I am surprised that one of these levels hasn't just had a room that's nothing but boxes.
No, they already did that as a secret thing for Sonic.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What is... Oh, okay, you can
Gotta
do
get
that.
over here.
Huh.
Goodbye.
And fuck these boxes, and fuck these boxes.
Fuck you and all your drones.
So I actually went to a drone show last night. I went to a fireworks show, but there was a drone show before it. And it was just pants. It was like 20 minutes. We saw maybe 10 images total, because the drones took so long to switch from image to image. And like 4 of the images were just Honda adverts.
Yeah, that sounds like a drone show. Like, that sounds entirely normal, my good man.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I just need to kill this one guy who's minding his own business in a hole.
No, I can't have you be buried alive. I need you buried dead!
Amontillado 2.
Amontillado, but he breaks down the wall after locking him up and just beats him to death.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
Now, where is our secret switch this time?
All I can think of is that one bit of an Angry Video Game Nerd video where he's saying, this is one of those where the fuck do I go type of games. Because since everything looks identical, it must be so easy to get lost.
Well, I mean, part of it is just you follow the dead body road, so it's fine. As long as there's something shooting at you, you're going the right way.
I love that when you pick up an item as Omega, it kind of gives away a weird design decision they did. Like all the other characters, it's just a quick great or or whatever. So you can't tell that the sound is actually coming from the spot where the item was, but Omega's is so long you can hear the sound getting away from you.
Yes.
Positional sounds.
I had not noticed that. Huh.
You can tell every time because it's item acquired.
If there's one thing you want to say about Sonic Team in this day and age, especially back when this came out, it's that they were very ambitious because it was the only real way to stave off boredom working on Sonic so much.
Oh, now I hear it.
Yep.
Secret treasures. Hey Simon, dub in the Zelda "You found a treasure" thing when you open that. He solved the puzzle.
Everyone's favorite little spike bastards. I forgot what the word for stick was.
Oh my god. I just realized those spike sticks are actually affected by physics. The snowball was actually blocking that one.
Oh no. Oh no. Simon.
They designed those things so that you could, for some reason, shove something under them and they'd get stuck.
No, Simon, all your rings.
I mean, at least he's going for point, enemy.
Oh, no, there's just a boss fight.
Oh, but is
Alright, time for Amy.
Wasn't this originally Silver? Or am I misremembering?
It's both Sonic and Silver.
Okay, so who's it gonna actually... Okay.
But now it's Omega's time to shine.
He doesn't need to jump on shit.
These missiles have better maneuverability than 90% of the cast.
See, the fact that you can't see the floor while most of this
Well,
is
no,
going
it's the
on.
fact that it's not, like, pulled back. Like, you should
Yeah.
not be, like, this close to the camera if you're doing a whole missiles launch and then lock onto your character thing. It's like, note how you can see the ones in the background and they sort of curve around to hit you, but the ones close up, you can't see at all. This is the
Yeah.
kind of thing where you, like, zoom way out.
This is much less tedious as Omega, though.
Yeah, because you could
Well,
just...
I mean, Omega just sort of showcases the problems with this sort of design.
Oh, yeah, because, like...
Especially when the boss gets less dangerous as you damage it.
Yeah, if Shadow were allowed to keep any of his guns from the previous game he was in, then his levels would be half the size. Whee!
Oh, my.
You don't even get to see the explosion.
Time bonus 0. Ouch.
The threshold is...
Just crossed
Wow.
So you have to go entirely on score.
That, yeah,
Ew.
that's
An
brutal.
incredible design.
Absolutely brutal. So,
it. You deserve you deserve
else do
applause
we
for
have?
that,
yeah,
Simon.
well done.
Well done. You just scraped across the finish line.
Ah, details and stuff he missed.
I'm sorry, Simon, but you can't make Sonic 06 look good.
Hey, that was a pretty clean nut shot.
Now you know why I cover mine.
A clean start as he just sort of collides into the monster and doesn't take any damage.
Oh yeah, this is Tails going full beast mode.
What
When they
the-
die, they have like an exaggerated tripping animation. Like, oh fuck! Ah!
Same Tails. Yeah, radical train problems.
Yeah, you've only got like a very small amount of time
Oh, yeah.
to not just instantly die.
That is tight.
What?
Oh.
Collision? Why would I spend resources on that?
The
They're not gonna
train,
All
jump
in
down
my
here. They're not
mind.
even gonna play this far.
the train's got big rigs.
Ouch.
Oh. Just after all
Got
that.
ran over.
What I think is interesting though is that because of how Tails Flight works, they can't use the whole laser blocking thing, the dash ring trick, more than once in a chain.
No.
Because you just do not have the time.
Oh,
Which again, if the dash rings refreshed your flying time, they could totally do that.
Rapid Tails.
This is Tails' Mach Speed section.
Oh.
Now you got me thinking, he's gonna spell it M-O-C-K.
Oh, I was really hoping he would just fall off there and for whatever reason Tails couldn't fly.
Even quicker. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Let me guess, let's just fly around the side.
What?
Fantastic.
Oh, but you miss out on so many points, you can't do that if you're on S rank.
Gold Ring, why do you betray us?
Oh, yeah, when I said official ROM hack, this is what I was talking about.
So with Blaze. Oh.
No, we thought of that this time. So they're not just reusing the map, they can add collision.
If they actually put the effort into it.
Why would this be the thing they fix?
Well, your problem
here we
started
go.
when you said why.
Oh.
Ow.
I love that she comes back out like, Blaze, you're fine, you giant baby.
Cats in water.
Oh, it's a tiny little log.
The idea is supposed to be that you time it so that you homing attack the one up, bounce up, fall down, and land on the moving log, and then jump off before it goes back down.
I will give the game this. Those are very pleasing mushrooms.
Is Simon trying to Skyrim his way up here?
He's trying to do Sonic's route.
You're technically supposed to be able to attach to the ground, but it doesn't quite work, right?
Oh dear.
Scrape!
Okay. What?
Good old automatic loop scripting. It never works, no matter how many games they try.
A safe way to get this one up, okay.
Violently throw yourself into it and rely on the fact you have a double jump to not die.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair.
The same as before, but use your air dash.
That is the cool way. That's definitely the cool way, I agree.
Yeah, automatic boosters.
When I'm fast, I don't care.
I have no side thrusters.
He has side flappers instead.
Virus download from boost panel, purging.
Purge done shit.
You can't see it, but whenever that happens with Omega, you just get that incredible like static screen effect from Metroid Prime 2. That's what it looks like whenever you're locked in.
What?
Aw, I was hoping that landing in that weird little nest would actually do something.
Yeah.
Maybe just have an item or something like that. 10 rings, whatever. Some wacky little goodie.
God, I love how jank the bumpers are.
I know. I love that all the bumpers have the same, like, pachoo sound, even though they're just, like, bumping you gently off a ledge.
What?
Oh. Oh.
Just
Now, is Omega referring to himself or the game? You don't know.
flying sideways into the waterfall. Will still kill you.
Well, yeah, his processors suddenly just got full to the brim with sand.
But
Oh.
Well, there went the invisibility. Invincibility. That.
Ooh, exciting corners. Boing.
the 100% LP.
100% means every nook and cranny.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean,
Here's this area that you would never go. It gives you 10 rings.
oh, there are rings in there. I think at this point, after, what, 3 years and what feels like hundreds of hours of video footage, we can say that Simon has 100%ed this game more than any human alive.
Oh god.
Don't worry, there's going to be someone who comes along in 3 weeks and does it slightly faster.
Speed, maybe. Thoroughness? I don't know.
Yeah.
You underestimate the ability of speedrunners to have incredibly stupid categories they will spend their entire life on.
Nook and cranny percent.
You joke, but I'm pretty sure that's an actual...
Oh. Ooh.
Some days I'm legitimately convinced when they were designing this game, Omega's weird, or like momentum cancel, the designers knew about it and kinda made it around there.
Oh. Can we do it backwards?
With the power of momentum canceling, anything is possible.
Huh.
Off to a good start. Whoa, speed Omega.
Okay, so the switches only spawn in one direction.
You know, in all this confusion, I lost track.
Please tell me that pressing the switch resets the entire previous section.
That would be very funny.
Very cruel, but yes, very funny.
Yep. Item acquired.
It's funny because with this question, it could be anything above.
Oh, you could farm that for points.
Yeah, wow.
Still no. I was in such suspense.
And the switch doesn't spawn now either.
Goodbye. I think I already did that joke.
It's fine. If Sonic Team are allowed to repeat things, then so are you. You can't cheat.
Again, why is this where they do their due diligence?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
This is just a quick clip show of... Yeah.
Tails, no!
This fucking game.
I'm surprised.
This was my experience playing Tails.
Again, remember, 3 years!
I'm hoping there's a death counter.
Given this whole game, I think it would actually end up being something like 1,200.
Bye, Tails. Oh.
I didn't see where I was going.
He just bumps into a robot's leg, instantly dies.
I think that was the lasers, actually.
Oh, is this going to be the one where he runs out of flight and dies?
Oh, it might be.
Yep! Too late.
Wait, what? What?
In Radical Train, there's an entire thing where you have to be fast enough to press a bunch of buttons to get something out of the way of a train, or it smashes into it and
okay.
dies. No, there is no reason as to why you should care about this train. So think of it like a time limit that you can't see.
It's so tight.
And then a train comes in again.
Rip.
Tails always sounds so sad when he runs out of energy.
I just can't do it anymore today, guys. Neither can Blaze. Insert Deadpool's "you pressed the wrong button" here.
This cat keeps getting wet.
Wait,
Cats aren't meant to get wet. They don't like it.
what do you mean, Deadpool, you pressed the wrong button?
It's a death quote from Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Okay.
It's also a quote from the upcoming Ryan Reynolds plays Sonic 2006 in character as Deadpool.
I think that just starts with Deadpool shooting himself. And it's just a 2-hour blank screen afterwards.
Oh no. Oh, ow.
I'm glad that Aquatic Base is also showcased in the death reel, because anything Aquatic Base is just a bad time.
Instant death, not only for your enemies.
Oh, right near the end.
Oh no.
Oh, come on! Come on! That's
How
not
could
fair.
you betray me, camera?
That's not fair in the slightest.
God, this is the Dark Souls 3 camera again.
We
Should have flown over to the side, see if you could land on that stuff in the background.
Oh, and Omega visits the sub-ocean.
He must commune with the spirits of his silicon ancestors.
Thank you, Simon.
Yes.
And thank you very much for your attention.